Hey, this is Robert at Goozy Fabrication. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. You know what to do, good or bad. All right, I've got an awesome video for all of you DIY guys and gals out there working on your own vehicles. Okay, a vehicle, a car. All of the body panels that make up this car as a unit, they're not MIG welded together. They're not TIG welded together. They are resistance welded together. And I'm circling those. That's what they are. Spot weld, resistance weld. That's them right there. All of the panels. That's how the factory does it. And you can see just throughout the car, if you ever wondered what those little circles were or marks. So let me show you a really cool trick. Now, this back panel, I have it already removed from another car. Yeah, this is a 61 Impala bubble top. It's hurting a little bit right now, but we're going to take care of that. So let me show you what we're talking about with resistance welds. This is the back side. There it is. This is how your car is put together, like I mentioned. Okay, bye-bye for now, 61. Let's get on with the video. This is a spot or resistance welder. How it works. Has copper tongs. When you depress the handle, brings the tongs together, applies pressure, and then you activate the switch. That generates a current through, and your metal is sandwiched in between the tongs. Get a resistance weld. Okay, now I have cut up some coupons. I'm going to show you how it works. This is a material thickness gauge. Most body panels, whether they're reproduction or older, they're around 20 gauge. And that can vary. So we're just going to mark those so we know what we're dealing with. Okay, now the steel is bare. Now it will resistance weld through primer, not so much EDP coat. Now this is a aftermarket piece. The EDP coat is pretty thick. You can see it there. It doesn't work well through that. Okay, here we go. One of the tricks to resistance welding is there has to be enough pressure to hold both pieces tightly. And it's that easy. That's why the factory uses this method. And this weld is a very sound weld. Now let me show you. Okay, that's just one weld among thousands on the entire body. Like I said, the trick is sandwiching them tightly together. They can't be loose. Yeah, that's welded. Okay, so how do you turn this TIG welder into a resistance welder? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me show you. Now this method, now I have a clear cup on the TIG welder. This method will work with any ceramic type cup also. Now this is the trick. There's three tricks. This is the first trick. Well, this is the second trick. I already told you the metal has to be sandwiched together. Second trick, you see the pointy end there that we weld with, TIG weld with. We're going to reverse that to a flat, non-sharpened end. That's flush. We need to go slightly below flush for this to work. Otherwise, the electrode's going to stick. And you'll figure that out real fast if you've got it right or not. Okay, so settings. Normal gas flow. And post flow, normal, whatever you run at. This is the trick. Okay, we have a 20 gauge. That's 036. The rule of thumb, as you know, or I'm going to tell you, is 1 amp per thousandths. Metal thickness. So if we usually run about 40 amps TIG welding on 20 gauge, that can vary with your machine. We want to at least double that. Now you may have to, depending on your machine, depending on what you're doing, you may have to increase it slightly over double. It won't work if you use the normal amperage. Okay, we're going to get a couple of coupons set up. Nice ground. Here we go. We need to have the cup flush so that the gas stays in the little chamber there. Now you can see it's a black a little bit. I've kind of bobbled the cup. That's why you see the black around that. Doesn't affect the weld at all if you do that. Okay, let's get it out of here and show you what we have. Now you've already seen the resistance welder, what it accomplished. Now using the TIG as a resistance or spot welder, here's what we can do. That's great penetration on both sides. So we've effectively turned our TIG welder into a resistance or spot welder. Now we can mimic the factory way to weld. Now you can't weld with this in every situation, but most. And if you're wanting to do really nice work and mimic the factory, this is so much faster and easier than MIG or TIG welding. Like I said, it doesn't work in every instance, but it'll work in a lot of them. So let's set this thing up. Kind of mimic that back panel that I showed you earlier from the factory. And let me show you something else that can happen. Okay, that would be normal. But you can blow right through also, so keep that in mind. You'll just have to practice a little bit, get the hang of it, get your tungsten set, get your machine set. Yeah, that's a pretty good hole. That's not what we're doing, but this is. And we're just spacing them out like the factory would. And how long you hold the initiate the arc is depending on what amperage it is, what the metal thickness is. Like I said, try it, practice with it. You're going to figure it out. Yeah, you can do really nice, clean work with this. And you can see we've got a really nice little weld pool puddle, and penetration on the back side. If one was strong, a whole line of these, yeah, you're good to go. So let's do a little destructive test here. You can see the weld nugget there. Get a flashlight, you can see it better. Yeah, that's a really nice solid weld nugget. And hey, this is just another tool for the toolbox. Doesn't mean you can use it on everything, like I said, but another tool for the toolbox and for the DIY guys and gals. This will help you attain professional level results. Just passing that on from me to you. Subscribe, comment, help the algorithm. Comment twice. But as always, thanks for watching.